public anyways, I don't think probably understands what this means for like thousands and thousands of poker players, you know? This was my livelihood and it wasn't just a game, you know? Like, it seems like it's just a bad dream that I'll wake up from. There's just a lot of people in a panic. There's some people on the poker forums and stuff who had like 95% of their net worth like wrapped up in these online sites, and right now it's in limbo. Like, we're all hoping that we're gonna get our money back and we'd like to be optimistic, but really, we don't know, you know?
Poker. To most, it is just a game. To others, it is a way of life.
Welcome to the WPT World Championship at Wynn Las Vegas.
Many people come and go in a poker tournament, each with their own story of how they got there and where they are going.
To me, it's very obvious why specifically no-limit hold'em tournaments have kind of been the staple of, let's just call it mainstream poker, you know, for the past 20 years.
In every tournament, there can only be one winner. One person with all the chips.
I think that's really the main difference, is just how big of an event it is, how important it is, both for Wynn and WPT, and of course myself.
In this film, we'll start by following one player and continue following the opponent who eliminates them, following the chips from the beginning.
Feeling good. Getting excited. It's starting to get real. About to go register.
To the end.
You know, already locked up $1 million and playing for 4.5 more, so let's go.
As they exit one hand,
does money just go in here?
And enter another. Till eventually, they become the ultimate stack.
What's going on? I am Patrick Harvey. I traveled here from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm ready to play the Wynn World Championship.
The WPT Championship has become one of the biggest poker tournaments in the world. Last year, it had a prize pool just over $15 million. And this year, they are guaranteeing $40 million, making it the stop on every poker player's calendar.
What makes this event so unique and special is not only is it the biggest WPT of the season, but it has the biggest guarantee in poker history on it.
$40 million is, I've never heard of that before. It's never been done before. And I just was in awe. I was wondering, you know, how, in fact, you were going to be able to get that many people playing here until I saw the setup.
Obviously, to go from 15 to 40 was a seismic shift. You know, it's very common that you might see a championship event that has, you know, maybe a first place that approaches $1 million, but the idea that every person at that final table is going away with over $1 million says a lot about just of the enormity of this guarantee.
There are two ways to enter this tournament. Either win your way in or fork up cold hard cash. Patrick Harvey chose option number 1.
Let's fucking go! Woo! The excitement was very, very real in that moment. I saw the pool right there in the background. I had my bathing suit on.
Woo! World Poker Tour, December of this year, we're gonna win it all, baby. 5 mil, let's go!
I woke up and I was super pumped, and I was just excited for this chance to have a $10,000 buy-in tournament and not have to put up any money for that myself with such a big prize pool. Like, it really is an incredible opportunity I have.
Feeling good. Getting excited. It's starting to get real. About to go register. I don't know how people can just show up like and wait in the line. I would be too nervous.
If I didn't win that qualifier, I would not be playing this tournament probably. The $10,000 buy-in's obviously a lot of money, and since I don't really play tournaments, probably wouldn't have been a good idea for me. So it really is an opportunity that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
Dealer copy, clear copy for your record.
All right, thank you. Here we go.
You know, to me, it's very obvious why poker tournaments, specifically no-limit hold'em tournaments, have kind of been the staple of, let's just call it mainstream poker, you know, for the past 20 years. Specifically, the ability to invest a very small amount of money. In this case, well, let me rephrase, I guess. $10,000 is definitely not a small amount of money, but $10,000 is a very small amount of money compared to a potential $5 million first place. You're gonna have a whole bunch of people, you know, who have net worths in like the 6 figures, let's say, happy to take a shot with 10K because, you know, it can change their life. It's definitely like the best way, I think, to continue to bring the masses to poker.
$5 million, it's hard to say exactly. Never had that kind of money, surprisingly, but I definitely would buy a house or two. Definitely go on some nice vacations for sure. And I would probably play this tournament every year for the rest of my life. Maybe a lake house, who knows? Maybe all of it, why not? I mean, $5 million is a lot of money, you can do a lot with that.
Large prize pools attract players of all types, both professional and non. The beauty of tournament poker is your skill level does not determine your ultimate payout. On any given day, the average Joe can simply register a tournament and 7 days later be an instant millionaire.
I think some of my frustration with tournaments is I've literally never done well. Like my whole career, I've never final tabled like a single tournament, you know? Instead of fighting through that, you know, and trying to play 5 tournaments a year, my frequency like dropped to once every 5 years or something like that. I'm forever grateful for poker tournaments as well, because that's ultimately where a lot of my audience is. You know, these are guys taking those shots.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the WPT World Championship at Wynn Las Vegas. It is so nice to see so many familiar faces. On behalf of the World Poker Tour, we just want to say thank you so much for supporting us. Help me welcome the Director of Poker Operations, Grant Beauregard, Executive Tour Director of the World Poker Tour, Matt Savage, and the first WPT champion. Let's hear it for Duhhlion.
Hello. What can I say? It's awesome to be back here, where it all started with the World Poker Tour. What an awesome room, set up, what a tournament, 40 million guaranteed. Only one thing to do, shuffle up a deal. Good luck, guys.
Tournaments work like this. You take an amount of cash, that's the buy-in. You exchange that for your tournament chips, and then you try and survive in the tournament as long as you can, hopefully reaching the final table and lastly winning the tournament. But your real job is to convert those tournament chips back into prize money by going deep in the event.
Tournament poker can be broken down into stages. So at this stage, we're just trying to get our chips in, we're trying to accumulate a stack and have an image.
They're gonna come in thinking that, oh, there's no way this guy is willing to make a big bluff or call down light, but I am willing to do those things. I'm not here for the min cash, I'm really trying to make a deep run. So I think just establishing that I belong here is gonna be huge for me. I'm not just a lucky contest winner, like I can hang in this field. I raised it up from the low jack position and I was called by the big blind, who I didn't know too much about him, but I think he's a pro or a very good regular player. He definitely seemed very comfortable with the situation. The flop came jack high. There was 1 diamond on the board, so I was hoping for more to come. I bet and he called. The turn brought another diamond, so now I did have a flush draw. I bet big this time and he called again. The river came a complete brick. He then made an interesting choice. He decided to lead out with a bet, which caught me off guard a little bit, but it was a very small size, something that I'm not used to seeing a ton of. I took that as he had a mediocre hand that he just wanted to see a cheap pot with. using that information, I decided to make a big raise to 25,000, which was definitely the biggest pot anyone at our table had played at that point because it was so early on. And he tanked for a solid minute or two before finally folding. I decided to show the camera the bluff because I thought it would be fun for the table. Hopefully the cameras can pick up. Felt amazing to get that through in a 10K tournament. I was super nervous the whole time. I can't even imagine what my heart rate was at the moment, so having that one get through gave me a lot of confidence for the rest of the day.
It's been a pretty fun day so far. I started off getting really hot. I doubled my starting stack in the first hour and a half or so. From there, I sort of was around between like 170 and 230 for almost the entire day. Honestly, I was never all in at risk at any point. I was never really in too much danger. I didn't have a lot of super tough spots. Then I caught a little bit of fire at the end. I got some nice bluffs through, and I bagged 303 for the day, which should be just about average stack. So I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, so I have 4 days till I have to play again, which is actually, it's a pretty good amount of time while I'm in Vegas. Probably gonna do a small amount of studying, but I really don't want to try and overload too much. I've never was really good at cramming things in, so I'm gonna just try and have some fun. Going to the Raiders game on Thursday. I'm gonna see some friends that are out here, and yeah, maybe a little bit of studying, but we'll see how that part goes. It's Las Vegas, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Woke up this morning, the first thing I did was I checked to see what my table draw was going to be. I was super excited about that. I was afraid, you never know, you could end up with Phil Ivey or Phil Hellmuth or Daniel Negreanu on your immediate left. If there was anyone that I did not want to be seated with today, it would probably be some of these super high roller crushers that are known for making those big stare downs and just really putting you in tough spots. Guys like Alex Foxen would be a tough one to play against. Nick Petrangelo, some of these guys that you see at every super high roller poker tournament, and they're the best in the world at what they do.
I have great respect for all the best tournament players, and you know, as these high rollers and things like that have popped up over the past 5-10 years, no question, many of the best players in the world play tournaments, which maybe that wasn't necessarily the case, 10 to 20 years ago. You know, the way I've always defined poker success, because let's face it, like, we're not doing philanthropy here, is who makes the most money under the assumption they're doing it in an ethical way.
The top 1% of tournament players derive their success from a mix of experience, practice, study, and intuition. There are some players who spend an amount of time studying every single day. There are some players who never study and rely on intuition, but ultimately having experience being deep in these events is really impactful so you don't crack under the pressure.
As far as I know, the bubble will burst at some point today. I actually didn't recognize any of the names at my table. There are 2 people on my direct left that each have about 4 million in live tournament earnings. So I'm a little bit worried about them, but I'm not too familiar with their game. I haven't seen much about them, so I'm not trying to just limp my way into the money in min cash. I really want to set myself up for a deep run. Just excited to battle against some players with that kind of experience and just see how I can handle it.
85% of the field will be going home with absolutely nothing. If a tournament player is good, and I mean good, they will still cash only 20% of the time. Cashing in a poker tournament like this is difficult for many reasons. First, there are so many players and so few tournaments. In poker, blinds are a forced bet each player must pay per round in order to receive cards. And unlike cash games, in tournament poker, the blinds increase, forcing players to play hands they wouldn't normally play and make plays they wouldn't normally make.
jammed all in with the pocket 8s, got called. He had pocket 7s, and we held, so I'm feeling good. Back up around 30-ish big blinds. I'm sitting on 375 heading into the 12K big blind level. After that double, I feel good. We're getting close to the money now, and I have a reasonable stack.
It's a lot. It is. I'm gonna pull my way to money.
I'm starting to feel nervous now that we're getting a little bit closer to the bubble. I went into the day, I was pretty confident, and I still am, but the money pressure is starting to get real. We're only about 350-ish people away from the money, so that pressure is real, but I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm in a good spot still. Mentally, I think I'm doing all right, just a little bit nervous. If I am able to cash, that would be my biggest tournament cash ever. I think I've only cashed 1 or 2 tournaments in my life, so I really don't play these, so this would be by far the biggest. So I was starting to get low and I felt the need to do something. I woke up with King 5 suited in the big blind. I faced an early position raise. I actually flopped a flush draw and I had a backdoor straight draw, so I was feeling pretty good about that, all things considered. So the flop checked through with my flush draw, and then the turn actually gave me a straight draw as well. I bet pretty big, hoping that he would fold any of his overcard type hands. It seemed like a really good spot to make a move with my exact hand. He did make the call, and then on the river, a different flush draw came in that wasn't mine, and I also blocked the straight, so it felt like a good spot for me to bluff. I actually wish I had gone all in there. I know he ended up making an ace-high call down, and if I went all in there, there was no way he was going to make that call. But it happens. I got short after that, so it is what it is.
I have 79% of myself in this tournament, so it'll be a pretty big score for me. I thought this was a great opportunity to bet on myself because I was in for $0 from the start. There's so much money in this thing, potentially make life-changing money here. It's not something that you get to do every day, so I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and I wanted to bet on myself for it.
So the second stage of the tournament is where ICM begins. What ICM is, saving you a bunch of jargon, basically, it's just saying that as you get farther into the tournament, 1 chip is worth more than it was at the beginning. You have to be incredibly selective about the hands you play because the bigger stacks can put so much pressure on you. If you get all your money in at this point of the tournament, you better have the goods.
So at this point, I'm super short stack. I look down at pocket 10s, facing an early position raise and then another caller. I'm like, all right, if I have to die right here, I have to die right here. I can't fold this in this situation. No way I can make it to the money by folding here. So I go all in. The player who raised originally thought for a bit and folded. I was very thankful to see that. And then I am literally just praying that the other guy folds. I don't want to get into a flipping type situation. Even if I'm a slight favorite, I don't want to be eliminated. More than happy to just take home that dead money. He does make the call, and I was a little nervous. He flipped over the ace-4 suited versus my 10, so believe I'm about a 3/4 favorite there, but still, can't take anything for granted there.
stone bubble, 481 players remaining.
Yeah, so I just folded ace king off. So I thought about it forever and fold. Scott Sieber on my left folds jacks. Everyone else folds, no idea what the guy had. It's definitely not going to weigh on my mind at all for the next several days. Good luck.
Players, we still have one last table with an all-out call. Now we're going to see the river. 10 of hearts. That is going to be one elimination. You are now in the money. Please give yourselves a big round of applause. You're in the money in the 2023 WPT World Championship. All right, I do have some good news. That was the last hand of the night. We are going to back you up. You're going to be coming back tomorrow in the money.
Yeah, that is actually insane. All right, man. Woo! We are in the money. We just got into the money here. I made it. I only had 6 big blinds at the end. I did a lot of folding the last hour or so. Made a few tight folds, but I really just didn't want to risk losing it with a mediocre hand. It's not like I folded kings or anything. I didn't have anything that good, but made a lot of big folds. Here we are in the money. 18.7K locked up right now.
To bet on myself and succeed in this way, it feels absolutely amazing. I know I have so many friends and family back home that were really rooting for me. They were nervous, especially as I was giving them updates, telling them how short I was. They definitely did not want to see me go home on the bubble, so I know they're all thrilled for me back home. I got a lot of people rooting for me here and feeling really good about it.
And now we're going up to the feature table. I've got about 1.7 million and feeling really, really good. Thought that I might just bust to start the day, but now I'm hopefully gonna make a nice run in this thing.
Day 3 in a poker tournament is so great because you are already guaranteed double your money. And for a guy like Patrick, now he has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
I do think I have a chance to win this tournament. I will need to get some good hands early. There's no way I can win this tournament at this point, being so short stacked without a lot of luck. I haven't had a whole lot of luck so far. I haven't had any aces, I haven't had kings, I haven't had any flop sets. I've only had one straight and it was in a small pot, so maybe I'm saving all the run good for today, and if that's the case, then I could make a run at this thing. Crazier things have happened. All you need is a chip and a chair, so I guess we'll see how it goes. Documentary crew following you if you win. Oh, that's not good.
Good flop for you. 5. Still 5. Oh, that works.
Wow. I'll take it. Wow. All right. Wow. Wow. What a time.
Small blind, big blind. 10 6 out.
Good run out.
If you hit the queen, I don't mind. Like she said. Chop's okay too, but it's hard to chop.
Good luck. You got a documentary crew following you now, so pressure's on.
It'll be a 6 story when I win it. Payout, table 231. Hey, congrats.
Thank you. Good luck to everyone here.
GG, man.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thanks. $18,700 for the min cash. Still unbelievable. Super grateful for everything. Happy to have cashed. Would have loved to make a deep run, but just wasn't there today. So this whole entire experience has been amazing. It started with the WPT Global scavenger hunt back in July, and then 4 or 5 months later, here we are. I actually made the money. Incredible. So I turned $0 into almost $19,000. The dealers were amazing. Just everything about this was an incredible poker experience, and I'll never forget this one. This one is really special.
So my name is Ryan Wolfson. I'm from New York. I'm a professional poker player, and I guess I'm being followed around for my eventual win of the WPT Championship. Love the game, love the atmosphere. This is one of the most fun tournaments I've ever played. There's 330 players left. We're in the money. My strategy going forward is just going to be accumulate. And hopefully we make day 4 and go from there.
How much is it? Can I see it?
No worries. You can get the depression.
What do you got? This is field order? Are we seeing it?
So I'm Paulius Vaitiekūnas. I'm from Lithuania. I traveled here at the start of the month. I consider myself semi-professional. I study, but I have other business as well. So I like to compete, and poker is one of the best ways to compete. I mean, strategy is. Still so many players left. Nothing is given. I'll just play hand by hand to solve the hand in the best possible way.
As we've seen with Ryan Wolfson, in poker, things do not always go according to plan. But now with 90% of the field already gone, Paulius finds himself with a real chance at going deep in this tournament.
Payout 115.
I mean, so that's
They choose the right guy, eh?
Yeah, they choose the right guy.
I haven't heard you get that excited all day.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big spot, and I'm a human. It's the end of the day, so we can start showing emotions. You know, like no one will play another hand because it was last 4 hands, and it was like second hand. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to hit the queen instantly without any sweat. I mean, this table was tough, for sure. I didn't had any good hands. Yeah, now I just get it in with a draw. I got lucky. It was a 50-50 spot. I have 7.2 million, and we're coming back at 60K big blinds, so I'll have 120 big blinds. There is 132 players left. Average is 2.9 million. I'm probably top 5, top 8 at the tournament, which is a good position to be at. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. The strategy will be the same. Play one hand at a time. Figure out my table. Don't punt. And yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
I'm just checking my focus.
So I don't know if you've done digging, but this year I also won a bracelet, and I won $1 million online. So good year so far.
All right, let's go. All right.
So I'm 29 and I have been playing poker for 14 years now. So I started with my friends after school, and then I moved to UK to study for my undergrad, and I started playing spin and goes there. I became one of the top spin and go players in the world. I played the high stakes. I had a stable. Actually, I had 2 stables that I sold, and then after that I moved to tournaments because I realized that spin and goes is kind of boring in the long run, and tournaments gives you more, more emotions and more to achieve to. I've been playing like tournaments now for a good
3 to 4 years. And the bracelet, I actually won online bracelet. It was back home. I didn't plan to play the tournament, but my friends were having barbecue. I just fired up the tournament. I made day 2. On day 2, I had a drone show to do, and I won the bracelet 15 minutes before the show happened in my car.
Ir dabar einam drone show daryti už 14 minučių. Super, 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 super.
So yeah, this is the journey I've been on with the poker. So I did not sleep well. It's always in a big tournaments, you feel stress, feel tension, and it's hard to stay asleep. So I feel okay. I mean, it's actually WPT takes care of the players. You don't need to play till 1 or 2 or 3 a.m. You finish by 10, 11, so it's very normal. You can come back at 12, so you have enough time for rest and sleep. We as a poker players appreciate that. So I think everyone is feeling good. Obviously, there's some stress, some tension, but that's how it should be.
I mean, when you look at the fields at the beginning of the World Poker Tour 2 decades ago, and it was so exciting if a couple hundred people would show up, and now to see thousands and thousands of people representing multiple nations throughout the world is amazingly encouraging, and I think the global growth has made a very big impact.
Winning an event like this doesn't just line your pockets with money. It puts you in a class that every elite poker player wants to be a part of.
What's great from my perspective is to see how it's changed the lives of poker players, the respect that you get in the community, and the fact that the WPT Champions Club has become something that is a coveted organization. And when you get these people in the room and their incredible stories and the fact that they keep coming back and reuniting together, and they've become great ambassadors to poker because people will look up to them from now on. So it's great because that name on that cup is Mike Sexton, and he did so much for poker, and to get your name on that cup has a great significance in this community.
I mean, it's still so many people left that I do not, expect anything yet. Yeah, I'm gonna play as I played yesterday, one hand at a time. Don't think, what's happening in 10 minutes or what happened before. In this main event, obviously there are a lot of players that are not study theory, so you have to adjust, and it makes game even more interesting. It's not dry game, it's more people game, because you cannot play just, theoretically good poker, because it won't work. You have to have a game plan against each player.
The best professional poker players are obsessed with the game. They are relentless about dissecting their opponents, watching streams of final tables to try and pick up on small tendencies or little live tells, and they really make poker the top priority in their life.
Are you having fun? Yeah, obviously. I mean, even though I'm not getting like crazy good hands, but I feel that the guys are afraid of me because I can play, not standard lines, and the money really do not matter yet. I mean, I don't know. Maybe my outfit looks like I can be aggressive, but and I am. So I've joined one of the best poker players, his team. That's Alexei Panakos, almost a year and a half ago, and he showed me like lines and moves that very exploitable, but that's how people should be punished for their tightness, and I will try to do that. And that's how you don't need to be dependent on the cards. You need to make your own luck.
Though Paulius is clearly comfortable with his game, very few players are prepared for the long days tournament poker demands. In this tournament, players are only given a 20-minute break every 2 hours. Players must stay focused and play their A game throughout the day. And as anyone who has ever played the game before can confirm, in No Limit Hold'em, 8 hours of hard work can be erased by one hand.
What makes winning poker tournaments so difficult is that you need the perfect combination of skill and luck to fall your way over those given days, coupled with players making mistakes due to lack of experience, players making mistakes because of the amount of pressure they're under, players making mistakes because they're tired and this goes on for days and long hours. So things have to really align.
So I got moved to the new table and I did install the miss big blind. I came up exactly on the big blind. First hand I got the Jack 8, Jack of diamonds, 8 of clubs. Guy opens from UTG. I flat from big blind. Flop is 9, 6, 7, all diamonds. I check, he bets. Turn is a jack. I have jack of diamonds. Check, bet small. I call. River is a jack. I check. And he takes like 6 or 5 time banks. And I mean, almost jams, leaves himself 2 big blinds. I call. He has queen 10 off with no diamonds, no nothing. So I win the first hand. I'm happy where I'm at right now. It was an interesting day. I mean, the deeper you go, the more tired you get. I mean, now tomorrow will be day 5, right? Yeah, day 5. So it's probably the only day 5 I have in my career. So yeah, it's an achievement, and I'm looking forward to it. Hot tub 100%. Maybe some food, and then yeah, sleep. So the sleep tonight was much better comparing with the day before, and I think one of the reasons is that just after the day finished, me and some of my friends went to the shisha bar, Nuka. We got some food, and I felt like the tension going down a bit from the body, and I could relax. So I think that was exactly what I needed for a better sleep, and I slept pretty well today. So I woke up, I went to the basketball court, I shoot around a bit, I do some stretching, some mild activity, and then we reviewed opponents that I have and just checked some spots with my coach and then the team. I'm not happy, neither happy neither unhappy, because job is not done, and I will be happy when the tournament's finished. Doesn't matter how it goes. But for now, I feel indifferent about happiness.
Non, j'avais le bon validation, le bon blocage. Par contre, je foldais les cartes de flop contre James,
I mean, we're free rolling for 3 million chips after the last hand, so I mean, I'm happy how it played out. It was a big cooler, so he should be tilted a bit. It should always get it in with these positions. So yeah, I'm happy where I am. I won one hand in the whole level, which was a bluff. So I mean, I hadn't made any hands, and yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. I was indifferent between raising pre-flop and limping, and then he raised pretty big, 4x. So I mean, it's never a sizing there, but that's fine. The flop comes ace, queen, 8, 2 hearts. I have ace of hearts. I check, he bets huge, which is not a thing here. So I mean, I never raising the sizing, and I'm pretty confident and I'm ahead. I call, turn is a deuce, check, check. River is a 10. I check and he bets 9 big blinds. And he is probably on this exact river. He's bluffing like all the kings, all the jacks he ISO, and maybe some other hands because it's pretty bad card for me. I mean, I have one of the best hands in this situation in this line, so I call. He has 10 deuce off. You cannot win all the hands because no one will play with you. So I mean, you meant to lose some. You just tournament poker is about surviving. As long as you have at least one chip, you're in. Anything can happen. So yeah, now I have 10 big blinds. I will be on the bottom. It's 33 players left. Average is almost 40 big blinds, so I'm 1/4 of the average.
Every decision during a tournament is impactful. There is a real butterfly effect where even the small decisions that you make in one hand can have compounding effects on the later hands, where the chips you may have lost in that earlier hand now make you short stack later on when the blinds have escalated, and all of a sudden you're playing a game of all in or fold where previously you had much more flexibility.
$1.1 million. Player calls. 1.1 million. Heads up.
What? Should I fold?
Whatever you want.
I want to fold, but I want to talk with you.
Whatever you want.
What you want?
Take your time because there's a...
I'm taking. King 10, ace 10. Ace 10 you probably should. If there's a big jump, I'm calling for sure. I'm so happy, but set. But why would you do that? Flush, really? I mean, I would be sick if you have a flush. So I have what?
You have a pair with the heart, right?
Huh?
Pair with heart.
The heart I called snap.
Oh, flush.
I have flush? Flush already in there. You have flush? Tell me honest. Tell me what you want me to do.
You guys gotta be easy on the table talk. I don't think you can ask what he has. Talk about what he has.
So gross. Really flush. I mean, I'm dead against flush. That's the problem.
Cross.
King 10. King of hearts.
Okay. No flush dealer. One time.
How good does it feel to actually go with your gut and be right?
I mean, honestly, my gut was screaming it's fold, but I counted out and I had 7 big blinds, and I mean, averages it was at 40 at a time. I mean, the pot was huge, and sometimes he will have these hands, and then I went against my gut with my live read because I talked with him and he looked too happy to have it. Because usually, I mean, he realized that he's behind at some point, I guess, and he was just too happy.
The roller coaster ride of tournament poker is real. As the players slowly exit the tournament, each pay jump becomes more and more drastic. When I say drastic, I mean drastic.
You're down to 45 people left in a tournament like this, and you're looking at the numbers and you're realizing, well, if I take my time, if I don't play too many hands, maybe I can get up into those, 6-figure, 7-figure scores. So this is a very important time where you want to pick your bluffs carefully, you want to pick your value hands, you really want to take your time and evaluate everything. It's so important.
We'll need some luck. The guy on our table just had 1.5 big blinds, so and now he has 15 big blinds. So we nearly missed the pay jump, which is 27,000. So I mean, I'm stalling a bit for the pay jump, but not that much. And yeah, we're looking forward for next 90 minutes, hopefully to talk to you for 90 minutes. Not even a flip. Yeah, not even still. So having less chips is easier to play. I mean, it's hard to do any mistakes. And when you have a bigger stack, you have more responsibility to build it up and keep it going.
Tournament poker and your stack never goes like this, where it's just a gradual ascent every single day in every pot that you play. What actually happens is your stack goes like that and hopefully moves upward over time. But you're going to face serious setbacks. You're going to have moments where you lose the majority of your stack and now have to deal with working with a short stack going forward. And if you can't control your emotions during those moments, you'll probably make a big mistake just from the curveballs that the game throws you.
Hi, my man. This is your first bag of a day five. How does it feel?
I mean, it feels great. Yeah, it is a really amazing run. And, you guys making it even more special. I've been with you 3 days already. So yeah, all good. I mean, I look up just, for the pay jump. But I don't feel it yet. I mean, it's a big amount, obviously. I just take it a concern mathematically. What's the best play when the money jumps are like this? It's very heavy on top, so money shouldn't matter until you're like top 5 or top 3. Looking forward tomorrow, I will have 16 bigs, which is, for some players, is a short stack. For me, it's a comfortable place to be in. I timed it correctly to be on the button, so I'm very proud of that. There's a lot of good players left, but it's to beat 15 and to get that 5.7 or 6 million, it's possible to everyone.
think you can win this poker tournament?
Yes. I have some targets that I'm planning to attack. Probably not gonna tell. It's too disrespectful.
The bulk of the remaining players are going to be very savvy, experienced professional poker players, and then you may have a couple of players who are just running really, really good and are a little outside their depth, but doing their best.
So the last 2 times I played in the feature table, I ran into the aces, so it doesn't bring good memories. I mean, feature tables are a little different. You have to adjust, and for some players who are not experienced as much, I think it brings more anxiety and nervousness. Players who've been there before, they feel more comfortable with all the lights and with all the extra pressure the feature tables adds on.
Massive shout out to each and every one of you.
Turbo, I had like 4 bigs. I rolled back.
Joining myself and Jesse Sylvia for this day 6 coverage. Playing down to 6 today.
I have Lucky Chu at my table. He probably doesn't know who I am, but I know who he is. I watched how he played in multiple events on the feature tables. I played with Mormon online live for many years now, but obviously he's a big guy in poker world. And some other guys I played for the last 3 days, so I'm pretty know where they at with their strategy and with their aggression. If I win, or if I win a decent amount of money, it would open up some opportunities for me. I would invest in my business and put something in the stock market and just enjoy life. I had to be lucky multiple times to be in this spot. I'm grateful to even have an opportunity to play such an amazing event. I do not feel nervous. I feel ready and prepared for today.
That dog has seen more poker than most professionals, like 16 years old.
16 years old, he's probably grinded most of the hands that Mormon has.
I see that.
Yeah, I mean,
along
that's
with him.
Desperate time, London, like the city.
That's pretty much the time that Mormon started playing, right? 2006, 2007.
Yeah. Although I believe London was Katie's dog before Mormon and Katie met. So he missed some of the early years.
Once again, a warm welcome to all of you that have recently stumbled into the stream. Just 1 level into the day. Had 2 eliminations so far. Against Carl Shaw, Ace King against 9s, and Raphael blew out on the outer table.
Going to this point.
Look at this.
Pretty lucky. Yeah.
Mormon hasn't sweat out his second card yet. He has no idea how good his hand is.
Okay, you do that. Well, I understand. See, I know. Okay. Oh wait.
Oh, he has. He's just giving him a.
Wow. Good. Yeah, London, why you do that? London, come over here.
London.
Papa's wishes. I mean,
run good.
Stuck in there with Queen Jack. Like quality. Wait.
Regardless of what year that London checked into Mormon's life, it's safe to say that dog has seen more.
I'll take a chop.
More hands than nearly any person on the planet.
Well, chop announced from Paulius.
I'll take a chop. But
Not
I need
greedy.
to pass the blinds. Good start. London looks very proud of himself.
Not the best turn card to see.
Slowly dealer. Jack of clubs.
9 and a 9 only for the win for Paulius. Jack or a 3 for a chop. Doesn't find it. Chris Mormon is going to find the hold with the Ace King.
The commentary. Yeah.
Up to 22.7 million. Paulius. Love to see the handshakes all round.
You can't overuse him. They've got to put him back now.
So I almost survived the whole level. I busted in the last hand of the level. I was pretty card dead. I didn't have any combinations. I mean, literally not even any spot. Chris Mormon just brought his lucky dog and found Ace King suited in the big blind. So I mean, nothing I can do. Yeah, it was a fun ride. As I said in the morning, I came up today with no expectations. I still survived 1 pay jump, which is already great when I was last in chips. No disappointment. You asked me in the morning, do I feel happy? So now I feel happy. I mean, it's still a lot of money, 360 grand. I'll do good with them.
yeah, so no disappointment. I know that I will keep working hard with my poker and with the other ventures, and you know, if you keep working hard, the payoffs will come eventually. You guys made it more special, you know. I mean, we've been together for like 3 days. I mean, it's and you have a nice guy to follow up now, Chris Moorman. I hope he'll do good with my chips.
All right, my man. Well,
yeah.
Again, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate
Take care.
you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Good job.
Congratulations.
See you in the other stops, hopefully.
So you have the stack now, so you are the main character.
Okay, well, I'm not busting, so I'll be the last guy you interview.
When I use the term beast, I do not use it lightly. Chris Moorman is an online legend. In 2017, he was marked the all-time leader in career online poker earnings, crossing the 14 million mark. Decorated with titles, with his name already inscribed on the WPT trophy.
Because Chris is going nowhere with these aces. I don't care what the guy bets.
Chris is gonna bet 525.
I'm all in.
Cool.
Chris Moorman has done it, man. He has taken this title, and as you can see, he is very thankful.
Most players are only fortunate enough to live this dream once. For Chris, this might just be another walk in the park.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this is just another tournament. Obviously, it's way different, but it's still the same game. Everyone gets 2 cards. You're just trying to beat your opponent, like go after them when they're weak, and you know, give up when you think they're strong. So, yeah, you just have to play each hand, individual opponent, and just adjust when your stack size changes, and just stay level-headed. It's a long tournament, so there's going to be plenty of ups and downs. So you have to just be ready for that. You know, I have a lot of experience in my career, so I will take more on from that, and you know, being under the bright lights and stuff is nice, and having that experience. But at the end of the day, it's poker, and everyone left is really good player. It's going to be really tough, but hopefully I make the right decisions when they're close, and also get the best cards. That'd be a good combination.
Talking of aces. Speaking of eight, wow.
Hello.
Chris Moorman. You made it to day 6 of far and away the biggest prize pool WPT of all time. You're closing in on making the final table. You look down on the button at pocket aces.
I was born in England, in a place called Essex. It's about an hour away from London. Lived there all my life until I was about 24, I'd say. As a kid, I was always super competitive. I loved anything that you could compete at. So snooker, pool, ping pong, stuff like that. But the problem was anything I wasn't that good at, I'd not really have the perseverance to stick with it. But if I was remotely good at something, I would put everything into it to be the best I could be. One memory as a kid, I would play snooker with my dad every week. And that's like a game, if you don't know anything about it, it's like 100 times harder than pool. Like the table's so huge, and like as a small kid, you know, it's just long odds to, you know, beat someone who's much older than you. So I'd always play my dad. He'd beat me every week, and you know, I was 11 years old, and I finally beat him, and I was really proud of myself. And actually, my dad, he's similar to me. He's super competitive as well. And after that, he refused to play me anymore. I first got into poker studying economics at university. I got distracted from my degree. It kind of took over my life. I just loved the competition of it. As a kid, I was always into card games, and my parents taught me bridge, but there was no money in that. And when I found the card game I was actually good at and you could make money, I just became obsessed with it and just dived right in. Met a bunch of people who were better than me at the game, sort of grasped and put all their kind of best bits together and tried to make myself the best player that I could be.
53 million in the middle. Chris Moorman is 2 cards away from tying for the chip lead with Lucky Chewy.
Kind of just a cooler for him. Me and him have been battling all tournament. He was my nemesis, and I finally got him, so that felt good. Now we're down to final table, 9 people left. I think I'm 2 or 9, 2 or 3 or 9, so I got 70 bigs or so, like feeling comfortable. So yeah, just more of the same, and play down to 6 tonight, so see what happens. so many things I love about poker. I'm quite lucky that 20 years on, pretty much from when I first started playing, I still love it. And it feels a bit crazy because it's just a game of cards, and I still absolutely love it. When it's a big tournament, I'm pumped up for, like an online Sunday, those things, I'm just really excited to play. The time goes fast. You meet so many cool people, you go and experience so many amazing places, and love the game. I don't really feel like when I'm playing most of the time that I'm just doing it because I have to. I do it because I want to, and it's just hard to find a job that you know you love and you enjoy when you're doing it like 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week. Feeling good, like I just feel good about how I've been playing overall and about my strategies. And I play, a little bit unconventional, so I'm trying to throw people off a bit. And I'm just going to carry on what I've been doing the last few nights. Just go and have a few drinks, have fun with people, and make sure I'm in bed before the sun starts coming out. Yeah, have fun and enjoy the moment, because a lot of time poker can be frustrating. So when you're doing good, like, just enjoy the moment. Like, obviously I could go back, watch the stream every day, but I feel like that's a bit of wasted energy anyway. I'll watch it in the morning when I'm like eating my breakfast kind of thing on 2x speed. But yeah, I just want to have like a good balance.
I think that's really the main difference, is just how big of an event it is, how important it is, both for Win and WPT and of course myself. It's just a huge tournament, both in prize pool and number of entrants. So you register the tournament, of course you hope for outcomes like this, but probabilistically it's just not all that likely. And then here we are, so yeah, I'm just super grateful. I don't even really have words to express my gratitude. It's just been phenomenal. Everything's gone right for me, so yeah, it's magnificent.
So yeah, this is definitely my biggest ever final table. I've already locked up basically level with my biggest ever cash when I won a couple of tournaments, so second for this amount. So, already locked up $1 million and playing for 4.5 more, so let's go.
Let's go, exactly.
I would be everything. It would for sure be the coolest, most impactful, most incredible win of my career.
How you feeling?
Feel good.
Yeah. Any nerves?
No, it's like LAPC, same again. It's like similar, 90-minute levels, TV shit. So yeah, it's like I'm back 9 years ago. Older and wiser as well.
After 6 days of grueling play, we find a talented mix of international players who are all guaranteed to win at least 1.2 million, with first place taking home over 5.6 million in cold hard cash.
With 6 players left, not only is there massive amounts of money at stake, but there is a title that could define a career. Everything these guys have worked for leads up to this moment.
Take the 2.5x to go. Note the sizing from Chris here, by the way, from the small. Doesn't need to go huge. Just this size alone really putting the pressure on Ben. He's kind of handcuffed at the moment with Arthur as short as he is.
Yeah, Ben in position. He does have one of those hands that can flop a straight flush draw. You know how I feel about folding those pre-flop from the big blinds.
But like you said, just super handcuffed with the way the stacks are set up all the way.
Hello. Top
Oh,
two
wow.
for Ben Heath. Top pair queen kicker for Chris Moorman.